Race fans, welcome into the very first edition of Tuesday Night NASCAR here live on YJ Media. We're here at the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway for the Fresh from Florida 250. As always, I got my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How we doing tonight?
Real excited to be back on, I guess, circuit racing, iRacing? Like standardized scheduling, although we are starting with a super speedway, jumping from rod car back to, little normalcy.
Tuesday Night NASCAR, we got a structured league for the first time in a couple of seasons. Happy to be here. 25 races. They follow the real-life Craftsman Truck Series schedule, or whatever the Truck Series is called nowadays, with the sponsoring issues. 2 laps of qualifying tonight to set the field. Top 20 from last season's points are locked in. We can post that because we weren't here last season, so we'll let anyone that's interested look into that. So let's quickly grab the points from last season and then post them. So there's 42 drivers, I believe you said, Art, here tonight. So top 20 are locked in, and then the last 16 spots are going to go straight in on time. And we got a qualifying shootout. So that'll be pretty special. We haven't kind of done that in a while, but looking forward to it. Here's last season's points for those that will have to qualify their way in here in just a couple minutes. 100 laps. It follows the real-life schedule. It's full-length truck races. Stage 1 at lap 20. Stage 2 at lap 40 at the conclusion. 3 green-white checkers if need be. 3 total tire sets, so we have tire management back in a little bit. Estimated fuel run at 30 to 35 laps. And 0 fast repairs, so a big change from what we were used to on Friday nights previously. If there's a big one, if you cause a huge wreck, blow your motor, thanks for coming. That's it. So we're looking forward to that. That adds a whole nother element of super speedway racing. And qualifying here in just about 30 seconds. We'll go ahead and get right into it. Shout out to our boy Mike McConville. Looks like we got a couple more drivers that have joined here late. So 41, 42. So 2 extra have just joined. 44 drivers in total battling it out for 36 spots. Top 20 locked in. They would want to set a good lap for qualifying regardless. And then the rest, got to duke it out in qualifying. 2 laps. We'll see what happens.
I'm real excited. Last time we got, this was bump day qualifying for our Indy 500 with a, rod car. Don't know if we've ever actually had, you have to qualify your way in.
You have to qualify into the show. 44 drivers, and 41 of them at least came out of their, pit box. So here we go. Qualifying officially underway. First man out on track will be, looks like Jeff Carson was the very first one to get onto pit road, but who will roll? We got a 10-minute process, and they're all rolling together. Actually, Jake Watson, the first man out. In the 40 machine. So we'll see. We got the tower up there. And we'll be looking at 36th place is the bubble. Top 20 locked in. See what our volume's at real quick. Yeah, turn that up just a bit. At least for the single car purposes. But I expect, unless somebody's here just spectating or something, we should see everybody come out, because they're going to have to lock themselves in. Let's see here. We can spy on.
Seen a couple re-attempts, someone parking and going back to the start.
So 1 out lap. We'll just have to watch the times come in, because it's not a whole process throughout the week. They're just all out here doing their single car laps by themselves. So we'll just keep an eye on the times. We'll see him populate the tower here on the left side. I think we have some stats that'll help tell the story, maybe a little bit. Those stats last year for Jake Watson, a free agent. You go just click through regular. Brandon Minto made 22 starts last season. A very successful campaign for that 12 machine, and the stats will help us as well since we're getting to learn these drivers just as well as some of you, and then obviously there'll be some returning fans. First times will be coming in any moment now. Keith Long, 50-40. Richard Pruitt, 50-35. And here they come, hot and heavy. They have 10 minutes, so they don't all have to come out at once. Jake Watson, if you see no stats, maybe a little bit of reason for concern. Only 5 starts. You're probably not top 20 in points. No stats for Michael Pilardi, so he'll have to qualify his way in. So that's an easy way of knowing what's going on here. 10 starts, 4 top 10s. Maybe you make it in, but if you're second right now, then you're looking pretty good. There's Tane Otteson, 50.27. Jeremy Brown goes quicker. No stats from last year, but if he puts it on pole, it does not matter. Already, we're down to 25 times in. Sean Rogers, a 54.67. Only 4 starts last season. Probably will need to improve on his second lap if he wants to race tonight. From Kalamazoo, Michigan. Beast Mode Performance. Beast Mode on the side of that truck. Just kind of clicking around. Here's the man that got us here. Mike McConville referred us. Mr. McConville, thank you. Looks like he's got YG Media on the truck itself. How about that? Last season's champion was Claude Furland. Currently sits 9th. About to complete his second lap. In the 43 machine. Does not improve on the second lap. Already we're at...
McConville not even locked in.
That'd be so awkward if he doesn't make it. Here's somebody we know very well, Bobby Blazer. We've seen him in Friday Night Rod Car a couple of times. So at least one familiar face along with McConville goes 17th quickest on his second lap. So there was an improvement there. All right, we're getting down here. 33rd. Jeremy Paris, first lap. A 51.32. But obviously, with 22 starts, 5 wins, he is locked into the show. We'll look for improvement here. Fitting. Mike McConville, Diego Rodriguez. Daniel, I hope I pronounced this, Daniel Moynihan, I believe. Very close to it. 35th quickest, 20 starts, though. Be around that top 20 in points. Let's just refer to the link. 20th in points, the cutoff, Noah Hamilton. Mike McConville, 23rd. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers below. But we'll have 39 times on the board when these 4 complete their laps. DJ Daniel, Matt Mackin, Benny Hudson, John Wilco, and Rich Jett have not yet made a lap. And there is 36 as Mike McConville crosses the line. 37th now. McConville on the outside looking in. Need improvement on his second lap. Four minutes remaining. You see, he did very well last season, but obviously a part-time schedule with only 8 starts. Let's go on board.
23rd with 8 starts is pretty dang well.
Coming across the line, needs to beat Jake Watson to at least have a mathematical shot. Crosses the line. Mike McConville leaves no doubt goes 13th quickest. He'll be in the show tonight. Ron Fitting, 37th quickest after his first lap. 16 starts last season. He is locked into the show, 16th in points, but wants a good starting position. Bennett Allen and Matt Mackin, the only two other drivers on track at the moment. Jake Watson would be going home, guaranteed. No starts last season. What can Ron Fitting do? Matt Metler, 36 right now. He will be bumped out of the show upon the conclusion of Ron Fitting's lap if it's quicker. So Matt Metler going home. As well as Jake Watson. We go to Matt Mackin, BJ Daniel, and Bennett Allen, the only three trucks running. Rich Jett, Benny Hudson, John Wilco still yet to even come out to pit road. Mackin 18th in points last season. He's in the show. On Fitting, 36 would be your bubble, but he's locked in on points. Mackin's first lap. 2 minutes remaining, just about. 39th quickest, 51.20. Bennett Allen in the 15 machine will have to race his way in. 40th quickest day, 53.35. So this will have to be it for the 15 machine. There's DJ Daniel just kind of putting around. And that 32 machine, he will have to race his way. He's only got a minute. I don't even know if he's going to get a lap in. Mackin's second lap from 39th to 18th quickest. Bennett Allen. See what he can do as he works off turn number 4. '15 machine will put himself in the show in 18th quickest. Only other man on track, DJ Daniel, but he will not. He's trying to get up to speed, but he will not make it. He'll get a very slow first lap in, 41st quickest. Rich Jett, Benny Hudson, and John Wilco also did not set a lap. But Jett is locked in. Benny Hudson will be going home, as will John Wilco will not be going home.
You gotta wonder what happened with DJ Daniels.
I mean, here it is. You got 5 seconds left. It was just very slow on his warm-up lap, and there it is.
Not even that. It's like he was here. He seemingly could have gone at any point.
So they'll have a warm-up period as well to set the grid and tell those, unfortunately, that didn't make it that they will not be participating in the Fresh from Florida 250. Let's see. I'll send you out on some research. I don't know how people are. Let's see. Can we find him? He is in the Joe Gibbs Racing channel. I'll send you down there to introduce yourself to about 8 people. See if he wants an interview for the poll. That means get. There it is. There he is. He'll go be my liaison or something. See if we want to bring him into the booth. Bring up these qualifying results. Looks like we got him in the booth. Thank you, Art. Here with 53 of Daniel. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Moynihan?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
All right. Here on pole for the Fresh from Florida 250, a time of 50.226, 25 hundredths of a second over Jeremy Brown. So obviously a good start to the season. How you feeling for the race?
Fantastic start so far. Yeah, I'm excited. First race of the season. I'm excited. I'm hoping I can survive my way through the race, as these super speedways can be a little treacherous sometimes. But I'm very hopeful.
So you put it on pole. You obviously got stage 1 at lap 20. What's the mindset? Just lead as many laps as you can. Just control out front, or what's the mindset now? You start out front of this field.
You know, it doesn't happen to me often, so I think I'm gonna try and I think I will try and just lead as many laps as possible, and try and keep myself out of trouble as much as possible, and hopefully stay up front for for the rest of the race.
We're looking at your 2024 stats. That's all we have to go off by for everybody. 20 starts, 5 top 5s, 11 top 10s, a 12.5 average finish, a very successful season. Still looking for a win and on pole, so why not go ahead and get 1 for 1 out of the way if you can tonight.
Hey, you know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, last year I think I had a pretty good season, made my way into the playoffs, which didn't last too long, but you know, I was still happy I got into the playoffs. Period. But yeah, it would be very nice to get a win out of the way right off the rip here.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on pole position, and good luck for the rest of the race tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
That is your pole sitter.
Really just sent me in the deep end.
Listen, you go introduce yourself to the biggest team. I'm not going to do it. I'm sure they're hopefully fine with it. But you see here, we'll bring up the nice hidden iRacing UI. Not making the show tonight. You can see there they're disqualifying DJ Daniels, who again didn't get his second lap in time. Jake Watson disqualified. Noah Jackson, Jeff Carson. We'll bring up the qualifying results just to show you where they were in the pecking order. You can see how tight the margins were. So you go all the way down here. DJ Daniel, Jake Watson, Noah Jackson. Unfortunately, we'll hide the UI here. Jeff Carson as well, 35th, 36th. They were the bubble drivers, but they get bumped from the ones below them. Rich Jet, John Wilco. So they weren't able to set a lap, but they are locked in. They don't have to set a lap. That's the rules. Top 20 in points. I think it was essentially just a charter extension. Or if they wrecked in qualifying, they fall back on their points. So, unfortunate for the bubble drivers. And it was a Tyler Sexton. Let's take a look at his time, or his stats from last season. Where's he at in this list? The 35 machine. Only 4 starts. So it is a nearly statistical tie, at least to the thousandths of a second placeholder. And Jeff Carson goes home. Tyler Sexton moves on. There's 5 minutes left in the warm-up as they continue to set the grid. Only 30 people did not set a time. Benny Hudson. I believe he was one of the ones. Let's just double check here. Trying to find him in our list of drivers. Immense list of drivers. And the 36. Yeah, no stats, so he's just not going. So 42nd, 43rd fall back on their points. That is qualifying. See here, that's the back half, 21st there through 38th. What do we got here? Looks like they're ready to roll.
Yeah, there was not 5 minutes left.
Oh, it was 5 minutes
elapsed.
elapsed. All right, well, that's fair enough. I was wondering why our overlay is freaking out, because we're about to go racing. Bring up ticker, bring up the driver details. Everyone can learn about these drivers with us. We hope to get some number files later this season from the rest of these guys. Make the broadcast nice and professional looking. Get a quick shout out here from the logos. The sponsors, American Legion Auxiliary. See it there on the ticker, but also in the bottom left, we can just display it on its own there. As well as, make sure I got the list right. The TCR Sprint Car Series 250, they changed their logo, though, to the Ride the Dente 250. As well as Produce Place in Delhi. Those are some of the sponsors making all this happen. Thanks to the league itself for having us here. Fresh from Florida 250. Tuesday night NASCAR Truck Series. Interested in joining? We can. We'll pop the Discord link in chat as we get ready to head off. Invite people. Copy link. Really hope this works. Oh gee. All right, you do it because it's giving me my OBS nonsense. Can you do all the grunt work? But they run Sunday, Monday, Tuesday nights, 8:30. Just a copy of the real-life NASCAR schedules. Let's go ahead and jump up here. We do have all 36 back to Mr. John Wilco. There's Rich Jett, the two drivers in points that did not set a lap time. Steve Herring's on pit road, but not sure if they just missed him or not. We had Jeff Carson, Matt Mettler, Andrew Deemer, Jake Watson, Benny Hudson, Noah Jackson, and DJ Daniel officially DNQ'd. First time with this group, Art. We'll do it anyways. Who's winning tonight? If we, how do you pick one?
Pretty easily. I'm going Mike McConville. That's the one person I know.
Go ahead and give me... Oh, jeez. I don't know. I know two people in here. Go ahead and give me Rich Jett. Very impressive consistency. Gave me a cool looking number file. Back row Motorsports going to finish on the front row here this evening. So, we'll go for it. We'll figure it out pretty quick, I imagine, once we get off these plate tracks. But 100 laps, stage at lap 20. We got to get to that first. And here we go. Pace car is off. Through the Geico restart zone. And Tuesday night NASCAR Season 5 is green for the Fresh from Florida 250.
Oh, we've got someone not going. They are already around.
Oh, that's huge. The two machines around the 21, the 95. They got nervous for us. Like I said, Art called it out. Someone must have missed a shift in immediate yellow. 79. Oh, it was on the outside line. It was the 2 machine. We'll learn these numbers quickly. Randall Watkins. Now let's just go on board here with this 2 machine and just see what happened from the cockpit. So you're going up there, 8,000 RPMs. And it just, he blew his motor. I mean, he ran 100 feet and his race ended. You hear it here. I mean, he blew the motor. Starting from 10th spot. That's unbelievable. Man.
Feels like they knew we were coming and decided to bring a little rod car out.
They said, welcome to TNM. But yeah, you see it. The 43 actually has a nice gap on him, but it actually makes it worse. They weren't bunched up running over each other. And just no time to react because you're not expecting that at the start of the race. 43... 21. There's another 2 machine in there, actually. That won't be confusing. But he hooks the 95 into the fence, and it's just a mad scramble. The 10 machine almost makes it through. And just mass chaos in the first 100 feet. Obviously just a mistake from Randall Watkins. Looks like Steve Herring actually is running, so they had 37. I'm curious. Oh well. Well, we're back to 36 already. But fair enough. And let's look at some of those that were caught up in this. Just from the back of the pack. See, hard on the brakes. There's the 10 machine, Chris Claude. He almost made it through this. Let's take a look here on board with the 10. Speed mid-pack. And he... Oh, it's just so tough. He snuck through the middle there, but just had to get on the brakes super hard and ended up in the fence, and that looks like the left front. Not totally necessarily, but just suspension potentially. Just go back, view from some of the guys that started in the back, how they were able to avoid this wreck. This would be a good view of it. At least 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, that's a third of the field involved, I'd say. Everyone from about 30th on back just had to slam on, or 25th on back, slammed on the brakes. And I think
It shows that Daytona makes everyone nervous.
The big stage, you qualified into the race, and just I mean, there's a slim chance he can come back out, run some laps, but I mean, it's gonna be like 40 something minutes before we see him again. But that's just not start the season. Let's see here. So we've seen this a couple of times, where the caution comes out that early and it just messes up the running order. You got all these guys right in front of the leader. So we'll have to sort this out. Race control will do that. You already, of course, taking the wave around. But I mean, you're still, it's not time for a couple of these drivers. We do have the one to go. Fuel pretty much irrelevant for the first 2 stages. Then that last stage, if they could somehow keep it caution free, they'd have to split it right in the middle somewhere, and that'd be a tough decision to make. We'll see what happens.
I know the team
if it
that
gets to that point.
Team I'd put my money on for that if we go green during the final stage, be Joe Gibbs Racing and all of them trucks they have.
Yeah, so let's go ahead. I don't have it officially set up, but you can see as we click through these drivers, their team names. JGR, as of the list I was given a couple of days ago, they got 9 drivers. Title Motorsports brings 4. Grease Monkey brings 4. A lot of free agents. Berta Motorsports has 4. Accent LED brings 4, including the last year's champion. 4Y Motorsports has 3. So teamwork will be huge once we actually get to run some green flag laps. We'll see how that all plays out. Here for the first restart of the night.
Not going green.
So yeah, they're having to let people in the back catch up, I imagine. Yes, people who weren't caught up to the field. Yeah, you can see there. Interesting. I didn't see where it said extended the green. I wonder if that's because I'm not in the session officially. I'm watching.
We've had a driver drop due to packet loss.
I saw that.
Hunter,
yeah, he started P4. Some internet gremlins for the driver of the 52 machine. And you can see there Keith Long in 36. We had 37 drivers take the green flag. I'm confused. Get a clarification. Yeah, it looks like he's a bit out of position potentially. So we're almost holding our breath. It's like we really didn't even go green for the first time. Like we made it 20, 30, 40 yards.
If that.
Some people didn't even make it to the start-finish line before getting involved, but it's Daytona. Somehow, Will Young was able to gain 16 spots in all of that. I'm gonna butcher it, and I'm sorry. Gabriel Lafrene gained 13 spots for that. Got a couple of Canadians in this field here tonight. Here we go. Lights are off on top of the pace car. And Daniel Moynihan will bring us back down the Geico restart zone. We're back underway. If anyone, everyone can get through the gears, looks like they'll all be able to do so. And they are off into turn 1 for the first time at speed. No fast repairs. Let's just see how this plays out. It's been a long time since we've had a race with no fast repairs. We're back straight away for the first time. Pretty much nice and easy. 2x2. Look at that. 87 backs off of the 53 entering turn number 3. It appears that they're willing to live and to work together. Already about a second group forming back here in the back, so it looks like it's going to be pretty easy going, at least till we get to the end of this stage. Fuel's not a concern, so they can just ride it out for a little bit. I'll get confirmation for the rest of the season on how the bonus points are allocated, because it's pretty much a copy of the real-life Truck Series, so we'll make sure that fastest lap point and everything is allocated or non-allocated. We'll see how they look to do it. Will Young up 21 spots. He's not hanging around.
Mike Conville trying to start that second line, potentially move himself forward.
It's almost like it's a race to the bottom for the most part. Only 5 cars immediately in that top line, but it is working. Mike McConville up to 3rd with Bobby Blazer in tow.
That 45 machine's going to jump up there, bridge them back. There's 6 cars on the high side.
Yeah, it will be weird seeing, too. Like, we're just going to have to readjust ourselves to, league racing that mimics NASCAR. So, like, you got Chris Claude here. He got some big damage, and that right front's looking terrible. Keith Long should be able to catch him because he's still on the track. Internet issue. He'll pass him, be the lucky dog. Every position matters, and we will be sure to cover all of that. You can see at the top of your ticker, they head further back through the field. You get 2 guaranteed cautions, 20 and 40 the stages. As he's in the draft, Hunter Kent, he reconnects, so he'll actually go 2 down. So Keith Long will pass Chris Claude for that lucky dog spot here in a couple of laps, should there be a caution.
Really been challenging for the lead right now.
You just chose the one person you knew. That doesn't count. Oh, nearly got shuffled out there. 45 was taking a peek. They all settled down, though. And it's just a lot of 2x2. Third line hasn't even made an appearance yet, unless it's somebody dropping to the back. But you can tell there's Derek John Luca. Back row motorsports with Derek McCorn. That's the team play right there. Last season's champion was involved in that wreck. On the very first lap, he sits 33rd with no drafting help. He'll fall victim to Keith Long and Hunter Kent, as they are now in the lead draft, but laps down. Lap truck. It is the 52 of Hunter Kent. And he'll actually Chris Claude, and he'll go right down to the apron. Look at the respect shown here. Way out of the way with a broken truck. Just not too broke. He was able to hold it. That right. Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, that steering is still ruined. He's just trying to log laps and not lose too many before the stage, it looks like.
And if he can keep it going around the track, there's always a chance to pick up points.
Yeah, it's a full season points. I mean, it's every position will matter.
I mean, I don't want to say we've seen, but season 4 champion didn't win a race. Just very consistent.
Consistency. You can just finish second every time, and the guy you're battling finishes first or 31st. You know, if you finish 31st in that last race at Phoenix. That's a long way from now. Whole season to get through. Look at Mike McConville challenging. It looks like he'll lead for the first time here tonight. Oh, no, I think he got it. This is even 2x2. They're not playing a fuel game like in real life. They're just very even.
Almost a culture shock to actually see drivers going 2x2.
I mean, look at them just so well behaved. I'm very impressed, truthfully. Like they understand that there's no fast repair. Full season, good finish if needed, and very composed. And that doesn't mean there hasn't been moves being made. McConville and Bobby Blazer, first two trucks on that outside line, were able to get hooked up early, and they did a little bit of a tandem to get to that position. McConville up 12, Bobby Blazer up 21, and 2. First 3 cars on that outside line. As with my records, he's a free agent, so he's going for that. Pole sitter has led the inside line since the drop of the green flag. We have 29 trucks on the lead lap in the lead pack. Back to Cody Morgan. Fall too far off. That might be what he's thinking. Hey, if I'm the last truck in line and there's a big checkup, I'm going to be the one getting short end of the stick, and I'll lose the pack entirely. Got to be very aware, even though you know you're getting the bailout at the lap 20 here, which is just in 5 laps time. We'll go back, get ready for the stage, see what moves be made there. See that third line form or not.
You're going to have a big run here from that outside. You know, cover off the inside.
Could be a little bit of teamwork there. TCR Ferda Motorsports. So they're going to control both lanes here. That's a team strategy, I would imagine. Hey, if the outside line gets it, you get it. If the inside line gets it, I'll get it. Maximize our chances of one of us winning it. And they have tightened up though from that money shift though. They they understood their assignment. And is that just not a great looking truck out front though? We got the 8 out front. We got some American flags on it. There's last season's champion with some significant front end damage. He'll go a lap down. And just like that though, Keith Long goes right around him. So Keith Long in position here for the Lucky Dog. Q3 looking a little racy though, isn't it? Second. Outside
we got the 41. Did he?
Oh, there goes the 41. Into the outside wall. And here comes the rest of the field behind him. There goes the 3. Second caution of the evening. It's a pretty big one. In the back half of that field, the 41 machine, Will Young, is inside that top 5. And as they started scrambling towards the end of the stage, take a look at what happened. Back this up. The 15 machine. Right with him. He's drifting a little high. 15 tries to force a move. Oh, man. 41's fighting it, but eventually going to get hit by that 52, and it just spins him around into the field. And back half going to pile in. He just high, and it's, I hate to say it, it almost looks a little bit like that Stenhouse Logano. Just kind of forcing the issue on that 15, and it's a tough one. Just not following that 90. 15's like, well, I could get some of that draft. I'll be second in line. I could kind of mandate things, but yeah, he does move down there a little bit.
I mean, you've also got to remember, this was lap 17. The stage is coming up in 3 laps.
And you see there, he's on the 45. He's back up in front of the 52. Back into 52, 24, and 98 going around. Guys in the back trying to roll up, not able to do so. Flying in there, just second back. No caution, though, so you can see that the 29 is still on the gas. Hits the 58 into the 12, and last season's champion just kind of following him in. And I mean, the move he made to not kill the 41 there. Cranks a hard left, and he's going to miss everybody incredibly. That is insane. Watch this. I mean, I know he's a lap down, but it has damage, but just kind of, you can't really move to the inside. He's kind of stuck in the outside line. Crossing comes out there, so then at that point you're slowing down, and then he's like, the 41. Oh, man, he doesn't hit anybody. I don't know how. Just crank that sucker hard left and hope for the best. Let's go on board, because that's a sight to behold right there. Nine times out of 10, you run into somebody there, your race is dead. Like, you're just pancaking somebody. Keith Long, I think, was in this. He was in contention for the Lucky Dog, so he's going to get an incident in this wreck of almost... Let's see... Yes. And there's Hunter Kent. So who's going to get the Lucky Dog? All of them were in it. Is it the 10 machine? He's just out here doing his own thing. Does he get the Lucky Dog? See. I gotta go to the rule book first race. Let me see what the stage brings. Or when a caution comes out right during it, because this is the conclusion of lap 20.
I went and asked McConville. Hopefully he has the knowledge. He told me it was it will count as the stage and the stage caution. If he's wrong, that's on McConville, not me.
Because certain leagues do it, we'll backdate it, to where they were running like the last full lap before it. Some just like, if you want to stay out, you can. There was something in it. They got all this. They got a whole bunch of rules, which is good. The structure is good. If a caution comes out before the stage break, it will be going green on, or after the scheduled stage break, we will call the stage at that point. Wait, so do we...
I assume it would be at the time of the caution. That's when the stage points would be given, not now.
Right. Because we've seen some leagues, we've done it where they restart on like coming to lap 20, they do one lap and then throw it. But we'll see if this should be it though. Like they're coming to the conclusion of lap 20, so there will be no caution. It's just I'll get the final confirmation. Either Mike McConville's your stage winner, whoever was leading on the last full lap. Two ways to interpret it. Don't get a chance to interview the stage winner either though, because there's no clarity at the moment just because of the timing of that caution. That took out a couple. Yeah, Will Young's just now leaving. Diego Rodriguez gets caught up. Claude Furland. Alan Bergen's still on pit road. Ron Fitting on pit road from that. Oh, we got another lap added on. Still on pit road. We'll go a lap down. Getting the one to go this time. By there is 30 cars on the lead lap, I believe. Will Young was able to beat that pace car out. Will's texting a buddy. He's so pissed. Yeah, that's a tough one to get. Be in a good spot for some stage points. And end up 30th with a damaged truck.
To be fair, it doesn't look that damaged.
He's running 160-ish. I mean, if he's got any damage, he'll get it again in the next 20 laps. So, pros and cons to stage racing. You know, you get my car's just a little bit broke. You get a chance to fix it. I personally, in my opinion, this is just what I want for real life. To give the stage points, but you don't have the caution. That way it adds to the strategy a little bit more. But the fan council, I don't know. I don't think I have any pull on that. NASCAR.
Denny Hamlin doesn't have pull with NASCAR.
they're trying to kick him out. Take his charters away. Sean Rogers, your biggest mover at the end of stage one. 26 spots gained for that 44 machine. Lights are on top of the pace car. Can confirm 30 cars on the lead lap. Diego Rodriguez and Claude Furland will be battling for the lucky dog. Then Hunter Kent still 2 laps down. Everyone below that either off in pit road or out of the race already. Pace car is off. Stage 2 will commence as soon as McConville grabs a gear to the Geico restart zone. Back underway. Heck of a jump for the 8. 53 will merge down. Outside line kind of folding there a little bit. Should have a slight run though if Blazer can get to the back bumper of that 87, who I think is actually the 46. But it's McConville from your pole sitter, Daniel Moynihan. Aaron Mack in the 31 U.S. Army Esports truck. Third in line on the bottom, that 87 is in fact the 46. Jeremy Brown, then Bobby Blazer and Sean Rogers. Two cautions in that first stage. The very tail end of it, they went green in between.
Getting some 3-wide action here.
Way in the back.
Mid.
Chopper cam's a good way of showing it. Yeah, they were almost 4 wide there for a second. They headed off into turn number 3. There are a couple of drivers taking a peek, getting real antsy there. In the back, that 2 machine stuck in the middle. This is kind of in that second grouping, but they sorted out back to 2 wide. Sold out crowd here tonight. Cap off speed week doing it in reverse order. Don Crawford in the 34 machine. Fastest lap of anybody so far, 54 34.79. I think he's in the he's the 34 machine, but he is flying through the middle in that 2 machine. You got at least 20 more laps to guaranteed to be chill at the back, which is what back row motorsports. That's what they're going to do. Gonna chill right here. Tail end of this.
A taste of 3 wide action. I believe that's Hunter Kent pushing a truck to the lead.
That's Jeremy Paris. He started 9th at 05, went from the 3rd lane. Pick up Bennett Allen through the middle, Bobby Blazer on the bottom. And we did see that 3rd line work there for a moment. 52 hung out to dry. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way, because he is 2 laps down. He would love to get in front of these leaders and be 1 lap down at the stage break, and then all bets are on for that 52 machine. So I understand why he's racy. And then,
he's racy. He's pushing his teammate to the lead.
Yeah,
or at least trying to.
It's a double-edged, it's 2 birds with 1 stone right there for that 52. Lucky dog battle. Clearly in the hands of Diego Rodriguez, because he is the only car 1 lap down that actually was able to maintain with the lead pack. So as long as he doesn't get collected in anything when a caution comes out, he'll be back on the lead lap. So Bobby Blazer's been at the front most of the night. Your pole sitter has been in the top 10 the entirety of this race. That 16 machine getting shuffled. It's Gabriel Lafrene stuck on the outside. He's in the 06, but he's got the 16 on the side of his truck. Will work through these issues throughout the season. 05, very aggressive. He's got his teammate coming with him. He'll drop back in line in front of the 15. For Jeremy Paris to be a factor at the end if he's still there. He will make a move. Figure that out pretty quick.
And I figured that out when I saw stat sheet 5 wins.
Oh, 87 in front of the field! Flipping nearly. Gonna collect some others. Jeremy Brown went for a wild ride. And they're still wrecking to turn number 3.
What happened here?
Whew. That
Is that a little push in the pusher? Just not connected?
He was about to take flight there. My goodness. Let's do the whodunit camera angle. Looks like Mike McConville to the back of Bobby Blazer. Pause it and kind of do this in quarter speed. Blazer's a little bit on that right rear. Gets hit there from McConville. And the 87 is just holding the inside line. He's on the double yellow, and he's going to get hooked from Bobby Blazer. He's getting pushed from McConville into the fence. Jeremy Paris, count your blessings. Your pole sitter going to get caught up in it. The 44, and they all scatter below. 53, your pole sitter actually should be okay. He's able to drive out of it. Actually, oh, he lost his back bumper there right at the end. Contact with Sean Rogers. 44 gets him into the wall. And then... oh, right at the end. CJ Edmond KO's the back bumper there. And that was, they just kept wrecking. Into turn number 3 here. It was well after. It was all scattered underneath the apron, coming back up the grass. That pink and black truck into, I think that's the 68? 66 it looks like. .35 machine. Yeah, he just had a snap here. He was almost through it, then he just straddled the apron and couldn't avoid that 66 spinning down. That's Tyler Sexton.
shows how hard it can be to stop a truck when you're going 190 miles an hour.
Diego Rodriguez is going to be able to stop that truck, though, and he will be your lucky dog. Impressive use of the brakes there. And that was just a mess down the back straight.
Now, I'm gonna feel bad saying this, but it's nice to see like attrition, and like
There is consequences to your actions.
yeah, instead of like guys being able to go and just make the dumb Joey Logano or Reki Spinhouse moves and just block everybody with no consequence, because if they get put into the outside wall, they're just gonna go take a fast repair and be right back in it. No, these guys have to think.
Yeah.
You got a little bit going
you
on.
hate saying it, but Randall Watkins, and he didn't do anything. I mean, he caused a wreck, but a clear mistake, right? Our overlay has him doing 0.04 of a lap. And that was it. That's all he did. Before he had to, tow and just call it a night. Guys that caught up in that first wreck. I mean, everyone's still digging, though. Ron Fitting has been on pit road for 16 minutes. Alan Bergen is still digging. He had an 8-minute pit stop earlier. I mean, everyone is still going for points. So we have that natural attrition in the fact that they're not in the lead pack because their truck's all busted up. And if you truly kill it, then you're done. They also have a penalty limiter. If you do 17x, you get a penalty. If you somehow get to 25x, you're disqualified immediately. They have things in place. You're just out there being a menace. And they have a couple other things in place that I'll need to clarify as we continue to learn more about this league. Came together a couple weeks before tonight. But all to promote clean driving, which we can get behind for sure. I want to see some green flag racing. Especially here, man. No fast pair to a plate race. You're just kind of holding your breath. Because that was literally first place that got spun out of the lead. Nowhere is safe. See that? Look at that. 2 laps down, 3 laps down, 4, still on pit road in 36th. A couple DNQs, which is, hate to say. It's very cool that we got to broadcast a qualifying session where the single lap or 2 laps at Daytona meant you race or don't. But we're halfway through the second stage. Now, it goes by quick. There's only one caution, and it gets you halfway through. And let's hope we can get the next 10 laps done. Stage 2, and then we'll set up the 60-lap run to the finish.
I would not be shocked if we do get another caution, once again coming to the end of the stage.
Big move there from Bobby Blazer. He went right as he got to the guy could restart zone. That'll allow that outside line to get hooked up. Tandem. Oh, they were scattering in the back, still are. As that is Tyler Sexton that is just not going. I think what in the world?
Is there a lot more damage than we knew about?
That that thing was not going. And they're trying, that was actually really dangerous. And I don't think he knew or just didn't care that thing, piece of junk. Well held by everyone behind him, though. But I'm shocked if he didn't know that thing was destroyed. Or someone's got to be telling him that thing is not going to go. Very lucky to not have a caution there. That will split up. We got 17 trucks and Andrew Stacy, Brandon Minto, Sean Rogers kind of stuck in no man's land. They're going to have to form a second group, get bunched up, and try and chase down the lead pack again. If we lead pack, you're 17 trucks. You're like, all right, well, We'll just battle it out for stage points yourselves.
And if they do start battling, they could potentially bring those trucks just on the bubble
I
in.
will say, Minto got to the back bumper of Stacy, gave him a nice push, and went back in there. Sean Rogers, not going to be as lucky. That's Aaron in Norman, some people laps. Still digging, though. He'll actually catch him the back. And I think if you're multiple laps down, and somehow in the lead pack of 17, 18 cars, you would love to steal a lap at the end of the stage here. Oh, we got trouble!
Oh,
66-2 and others involved. Into turn number 3. 74 caught up in it, 75. The one machine's in it, Matt Mackin.
I was gonna say there was, a truck multiple laps down making his way through.
We saw the 52 charge in there again. Let's see what happened this time.
Happens just behind him.
Yeah, he's getting a heck of a shove, and it's, the car directly behind him. Look, the 66 does a great job. Chris Custer. The tandem, everyone in front just kind of, look at the run these two. But then, unfortunately, as they head into turn number 3 there, I think they're trying to fill this hole, and he just comes up and clears himself. It was so good until it wasn't. Wow, we'll be third from the outside at 75. And he comes down a tiny bit, but the 66 goes well. Stoney Benfield. Contact there with the 23 gets him around. There's a 74 machine, Chris Davis. Holstetter trying to just stay out of trouble again. Maybe damage. That's the 23 machine. He ended up. Yeah, he was right in it. Able to blow up there, just barely into the back of that 75 though. A nice job of not making it worse for himself or the 74.
Can only imagine the conversations being held in driver chat. Hunter Kent typing out, "I held my line."
Yeah, it wasn't the 52. I mean, he was just getting the push and going. He's a lap car, but he did lap truck, whatever you want to call it. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just getting the push. 66 just missed judgment a little bit. If you're the 75, you're probably pretty hot. But all things considered, you just got a little bit of rear end damage. It could have been a lot worse. I think you're just like, okay. 98 coming to a complete stop. And that will take us very close to the end of this stage. Bennett Allen, only 2 starts last season. Ahead of this field. Will Young back in it. Bringing out the first real caution. And different guys inside this top 5 now. Richard Pruitt, 16 machine's been there most of the night. Diego Rodriguez started in 14th. Aaron Mack right where he started in 6th. Couple new faces though, especially inside the top 5. As it will be a sprint to the finish, and that'll cause some issues. I would like to say. Guys gonna be going crazy for the stage points there.
And a truck that I've been following from, like, just his aggressiveness, and it seems like just the team overall, like, wanting to win, because who wouldn't? It's going to be Hunter Kent. He just got a lap back. He's gonna get to the back of this field. And I'm going to assume he's going to be flying to try and
still, yeah, because if he can get, he'll definitely be going for it.
I mean, he's a lap down. If he can get ahead of the leaders as the caution comes out, That's going to
It
put him
looks
right
like
back
the
on the lead lap.
35 did not beat the pace car out, so I think they actually were pretty good at enforcing that. You know, we're trying to rein in from what we're used to. Oh, I think it's, yeah, I think they're going to get him. Either that or he exited a closed pit. Yeah, making him wait. Attrition keeps on, though. We're at 25 cars on the lead lap. 24, actually. Calling it at 25, officially. Yeah. Did they just come out? Oh, they're way back there. So, yeah, they're actually wrong again. So, actually, Hunter Kent will be the first man one lap down, it looks like.
I was trying to say that.
Yeah. They were just so far back, it looked like they were a lap down, but not actually. There he is, Hunter Kent. One lap down. Looks like 34 machine. John Crawford not on the road. Chris Claude, I mean, that thing was junked. He's back to 31st, and he'll pass John Crawford, be second in line for the Lucky Dog. Pro Senior, Bergen, Cody Morgan, all 3 laps down, but not out of it by any stretch. Here we go. Bennett Allen. The guy can restart zone. Sprint to stage 2 here. 4 laps to determine who wins stage number 2. Get a quick caution. That'll be it. Disorganized outside of the 41 to 16. McConville trying to close up to help, though. 5 cars tucked up kind of the inside. Bennett Allen going to go to the top. Sees that run coming. Momentum shifts to the top. Richard Pruitt getting a great shove there from Diego Rodriguez. Now the momentum back with the inside line just like that. As they head into 324. Going to be committed to that bottom. Run coming up top, though. More aggressive with the pushing. It's a dead heat at the line. We'll hope to resolve that in the next 3 laps for the stage win. Very consistent driver in Richard Pruitt on that bottom side. Bennett Allen on the top side. Only 2 starts last season, but he's here now at Daytona. And leading that outside line and leading the race.
Oh, McConville's going to make it 3 wide through the middle.
We got trucks way in the back, though. All off the track, but they kept it straight. Outside line ceased to exist. McConville with Bobby Blazer. That's the tandem to watch. They've been working together nearly flawlessly the entire night. And there we go. 41 with the move. Will Young trying to make up for it. 2 laps to go. McConville going to take him 3 wide. Will Young in the sucker hole. Still more wrecking in the back, it sounds like. McConville up top, Bennett Allen down low. Will Young still looking for the middle. This is just for stage 2, not even the race win. No help for that 41 still. Bennett Allen leads. Now they're coming up to cover that middle just a tiny bit. Diego Rodriguez was leading the bottom. Pruitt, big move to the bottom. 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Will Young right back at it with the help of the 06 Gabriel Lafrene. And Allen now up top with McConville with your pole sitter. 53 machine. Pruitt now leads. White flag for stage number 2. It's led by Pruitt. Who gets back first? Anybody's guess. 3 wide for the race lead in the end of stage number 2. So they will crank it up when they need to, that's for sure. All dependent on that second truck in line. How hard can you push? How much are you willing to risk? It is Bennett Allen. Has about a half a truck length, 3/4 of a truck length out in front. Will Young, a little bit of momentum. Back into 3. Thinking about dropping down low. Sticks with the middle. Bottom line not connected yet. Out of 3 and 4. It's a dead heat. Anyone's game, but Bennett Allen, half a truck length ahead. Will Young trying to make it, but they wreck coming to the line. Bennett Allen wins your stage as they wreck across the line. Diego Rodriguez, the 45, is in it. Tane Hodison, Gabriel Lafrene is in it. Wild.
If that is any like thing to like tell about the end of this race, I'm gonna be excited.
They killed each other for a stage win. Man, Bennett Allen. 2 starts last season, but wins stage 2. Let's take a look at turn number 4. What happened? They're all just pushing super hard. Just the slightest bit of contact here. Looks like it starts with that 06/16 machine, Richard Pruitt. They're not hooked up on the bottom. 21's coming with a run. And they somewhat come up the track with that hit as the 16's coming down. And it's just 21 and 24 up. Collect the 23. Come back up and then takes out the 16. 71, nowhere to go. That's a big hit. 45 late from Diego Rodriguez as well. Chaos across the line. Let's see here. We'll let him make his pit stop first. You want to get in and out of your box. Let him get his service, see if we can... He's in voice chat. Right, let's just pull him in. Let's just introduce ourselves. Let's let him get in and out, though. Talk with your stage 2 winner. Take a little bit of evasive action there. We'll let him merge off the banking and then get him in. I imagine he's pretty pleased with himself, though.
Always nice to win a stage.
And extra points in the back pocket. Alright, I think he's good. No chaos run. Good movement here if you can, please, sir. With your stage 2 winner, Bennett Allen, made all the right moves. It was pretty tame up until the last 5 laps of that stage, and then it was 3x3x3, and able to come across the line first there.
Yeah, stage 2 was interesting. We've had a lot of wrecks this race, which I don't personally like. I kind of like green flag racing, but finally got myself up front, which I've been meaning to do all day, and just had to control the lines, and I think I did a pretty good job. Got a little hairy there, I think coming to 2 to go to the stage, and I just had to stick with my gut, went up top, and Mike's a really good pusher, so I'm glad I could get the stage win. Had some issues in Xfinity Series last night, so it's good to kind of start off on the right foot here in the truck season.
Absolutely. With the now 60 laps, no more stages. What's kind of the mindset here now that the stages are done? No guarantee cautions. Are you still gonna try and stay up front, play it safe? What's the mindset?
I think I'm gonna continue what I've been doing. Just kind of try to stay up front, still be a little aggressive. I'm finding that that's kind of working tonight. We've avoided most of the wrecks, so I think staying up front is going to help me with that. And I don't know if we're going to get that green flag pit stop in, but if I'm up front, I can just pit with the leaders and we can go on from there. I doubt we're going to make it to green flag pit stops, but if we do, it's just icing on the cake at that point.
Absolutely. We've got a stage win in your back pocket to fall on. We know that's going to get crazy here in the second half of this race. Good luck, and hope to talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.
Holster back to the front row here. Being involved in that first caution. Brandon Minto, Will Young, and row number 2 each up 23 spots. It looks like, yeah, everybody involved in that last one. 71 had big damage. They're coming in, or they're just coming back out. They're well off the pace, but they're trying to catch back up. Diego Rodriguez spent 3 minutes fixing that truck. He had a hard lick coming through the trial of the grass into the 45.
So with the racing we've seen here today, you think we're making it to a green flag pit stop?
They very obviously have the potential to, because we've seen them after the lap 1 wreck. They went just double file, and then as they got closer to the end of the stage, it amped back up. So I think knowing that they have 60 laps and there's nothing on the line until the very end, I think they could do it. But you'll see some of these guys probably pushing really hard for the lucky dog, knowing there's no guaranteed caution, so you have to take that into consideration. But I'd say there's a better chance, actually, of it staying green. Pace car's off. Mike McConville. Stages are done. It is less than 60 to go. We'll determine our winner. Back underway.
Another big jump there.
Interestingly, the 23.05 coming in as we went green, so 25 cars will be drafting away with the pack. Wolfsitter should find a line there, 5th in line, and he will. And you can tell right to the bottom, so I think they're like, all right, we got the stages out of the way. Let's just see where we can get to now. Let's just play it out. Only 5 cars on the entire outside line for the entire field.
That was a gas and go for the F5.
Yes, it was 3.47 seconds, and here comes last season's champion in. Unless they're just, let's just stay with this to see what's the mindset here. We know he's very capable. He is in. Did he forget to get fuel? Don't see any tires going in on this. Then we'll go back. Serving a penalty, maybe? Jump this. I'm not sure. Race to the bottom. Let's go more with Mike McCon. Actually, let's crank it up for the first time here tonight. First time ever on Tuesday Night NASCAR. Let's crank it up. Pretty easy to figure out what happened here.
Is it easy to figure out what happened here?
Well, we see what happened, but why? Huh.
The why is a big thing.
The why may never be figured out. Like, that's just... All right. Let's go on board. Okay, from the cockpit, please. Thank you. Some just a tiny bit. Is he just bored and just... Well, that's the strangest thing. 'Cause it doesn't...
The wheel doesn't, like...
He's not even, like, going...
turn that much.
What in the world just happened? What sensitivity is this man on? It's a slight turn to the right. Like, he just... What in the world? Nothing on these inputs makes me think that should have happened. It looks like a tire blew or something. That's what it looks like. Legitimately, oh, we had a tire go down. I mean, no.
Almost mirrors.
Raced his way into the show. So no stats from last year. Don't know. You know, first time we've ever seen him ever. Poor Jeremy Brown. Also, so 2 rookies involved in this. Not really a whole. Like, let's just look at it from behind here. I mean, I just. Oh, that's. If you're Jeremy Brown, you are hot. Because that car's gonna kill. Right in the middle of our crank it up segment too. Let's make sure the volume's good. There we go. So the top 6 have stayed out. Everybody else coming in on that 48. Still need 1 more pit stop left in this race. Maybe we'll hit the halfway point. One thing we'll need to confirm is how long the Season 4 points carry over for, because if there's just 1 race and then it's alright, top 20 you're in, then we'll do that all-important LCQ qualifying, well, not LCQ, but LCQ-like qualifying right at Atlanta next week. Or if this 1 race just sets it up for the whole season, just continues to build on itself.
They carry over just 1 race.
Well, that's easy. We have to year something this out. So, gets you into the Daytona opener. Then it's fair game.
Viewer / driver of a very angry 46 machine there. I believe that is Jeremy Brown.
He's got time to talk to us since he's, you know, on pit road. A lot of cars leaving pit road late. I mean, but it's the attrition. There's no fast repair, so you get these just various incidents. People gotta have to just fix it up throughout the course of a race. Done for the night. Ah, yeah, that looked like a hard lick there on that right front there. Winning a host of others. Officially out of the race, Randall Watkins, Ron Fitting, Cody Morgan, John Crawford, Tyler Sexton, John Crow Sr. Derek McCorn is still going. Alan Bergen's still going in 30th. Chris Claude's still going. Jeremy Brown will eventually slip below those behind him. Michael Pilardi, in a testament to life being unfair, gets to continue on. Ah, Will Young is in a voice channel, so I might have to update his team for next week.
I still believe iRacing needs to come out with some fighting game to go along with this. Just give you the option to challenge another driver after the race.
He does those really random cutscenes from NASCAR that 2003, 4, 5, 6 or whatever.
Yes.
Where you could just, the guy would come up to you if you wreck him, he just start shoving you.
Great scenes, to be honest.
Shape my childhood. And here we go. Mike McConville still leads. Brandon Minto to his outside. Will Young third. Bobby Blazer fourth. Stoney Benfield your top 5 here for this restart. We'll keep losing trucks, and at some point there won't be. Poor Jeremy Brown just lost about 6 spots. There's this 52 machine at Hunter Kent. I almost want to do a lap on him. Because he's on the lead lap. Past halfway. That lap was the halfway point of this race. Assuming no green, white checkers. But this is one to watch. He started P4. He is very aggressive as a lap car. Let's see what he does here to get track position.
He's got his teammate right there.
I'm also interested in John Wilco, Rich Jett. They have stuck to their plan of staying in the back. And they'll get at least, you know, Diego Rodriguez comes down. You get a couple spots for free. You make a finish inside the top 5, bare minimum, just by riding around for 50 laps. So, but they obviously get the early attrition out of the way, and then you go from there in the second half of the race.
I was gonna say we've just hit halfway.
Will Young started 27th. Raced his way in, had to qualify his way in, and he is making the most of it. It says free agent, but I see him here in the Discord. He is racing with a couple others in Thin Red Line Firearms. He does have some teammates in this race, unofficially at a bare minimum. Diego Rodriguez lap down. Quad Furlong way in the back there. First one in line for the Lucky Dog. Kind of a mixed bag of fuel strategy for a handful of these drivers. Like we said, the top 6 on that restart pitted on lap 41. Everybody else lap 48. If you go 30 laps, gets you to 71, and then you go to the end. So they're not in a bad position. They just do 30 and then 30 to the end. No harm, no foul. But if they go 30 and in a green, white checker, they're going to be forced to come in again. The guys that put it on lap 48 would not have to pit again. Give up that track position late.
I will say, though, with the idea of pitting, you know, someone early right on that bubble and risking the green-white checkers, at this point, there are, you know, through attrition, so few trucks potentially in the lead draft. If you've got to come down for gas and green-white checkers, you might not have that much to drive through.
You're competing with 20 cars. 23 on the lead lap, but they're all, not Keith Long and Gabriel Lafrene. Just kind of back there doing their own thing, whether that's self-preservation or somebody's broken, they're just helping them out. We don't know. They're getting racy at the front again. Well, you could probably say by design.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have as much room as they were giving Hunter Kent earlier, but he was still able to make.
Yeah, he's actually kind of mellowed out
fast.
now. He's back on the lead lap. He's like, all right, I'm fine. I got time. I don't have to force anything. But he is still 3 wide though. But no help going with him this time, so we'll have to find a spot in line. Thought about it. Looks like that's
Almost trying to make a spot there.
74. Chris Davis says, oh, you can just get it back. Yeah, Claude Furland, 12 seconds ahead of Nico Marty for that Lucky Dog spot. There's that second group there with a couple lead lap cars. It's pretty tight 2x2, all things considered. We're looking at lap 70 and on is when we'll be looking for at least 6 drivers from the lead group to pit if we don't get a yellow. Will Young, Mike McConville, Bobby Glazer, Minto, Stoney Benfield, and Richard Pruitt from the lead draft. Everybody else pitted on lap 48 or 47.
There goes Jeremy Parrish. Trying to make a third line.
Go 5 machine. No one going with them, though. Literally about 12 to 14 laps. We'll see what the rest of the field does. We can get 12 laps. It's going to force those guys to make a decision. Whether they're on the top side and they need to start thinking about getting down to the low side to hit, or what they're going to do. Going their alliances and trying to pit with a group, obviously going to be very important. What would be the money stop. 5 right up against the wall, but he's going to slot down right in front of Richard Pruitt. Follows, like you said at the top of the show, follows the real life schedule. So next week we go right into another type of plate track. In Atlanta, then we're off for a couple weeks, come back to Las Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville. I mean, it is the real-life schedule. Runs the Tuesday after the truck race. 2 drafting tracks in a row. Not technically, you know, a predictive measure of how the season can go.
Yeah, but once we get, you know,
Las
to
Vegas
those
will show some
intermediate,
true pace.
you're gonna love me some Vegas. And 2 weeks later, we get to go to Martinsville.
Martinsville and the trucks, man. They're going to beat some stuff up there. I don't know. The last time we called a Martinsville race, that'll have me feeling all sorts of excited. Track racing. Still got 40 laps here to determine a winner. 30 trucks running 31st and below out of the race. And then 37th, we were supposed to have 36. We didn't have 37 for some reason. 38th and below was a DNQ. Is there just a mind in the business now? 2x2.
Just logging laps.
It just so happens that most of the guys that put it on lap 41 just by chance are on the outside line. So the next, well, if we give them 35, let's say they're not saving it. Let's say they're saving a little bit. They can go 35 is what Mike McConville told us. They would be able to go 74, 15 laps at the most. They'll have to start working their way down to that bottom lane. It'll come up on you quick. If they're just sitting here riding around to be here just a few minutes, you got to be thinking about this just to make a plan. It's pretty even right now if you're Brandon Minto. You're kind of just stuck in the middle on that top line. You got to figure out how to get ready to pit. Catching lap trucks in a handful of laps. But we've seen them be very respectful the entire evening. I expect no different here, especially in the closing stages of this race. And it's, you can start to see it's a race to the bottom for a handful of these guys.
45 machine was struggling with the apron going through the tribal. Seems like a lot of these drivers are kind of struggling with that.
One of the things we saw in the real life truck race a couple nights ago, just hitting that apron. It will send you around if the guy behind you gets in the back of you. Completely unsettles the car. So Elio Castroneves, his blue race, I mean, the toe link was broke, but didn't help that he hit the apron. Gotta stay low, glued to the double yellow line, but not low. lap Diego Rodriguez, with him 2 laps down and what is a blow to his chances. He'll stay way out of the way. Fully under the lights, prime time for the fresh from Florida 250. 10 laps from now. Potential for the first green flag pit stops of the season. We have the natural attrition just through these incidents. And no matter where we go, what it is, green flag pit stops will also make the size of this field smaller. The odds that all 21 of them perfectly together and don't lose the lead draft, pretty much 0. One person will lose the draft, speed, overshoot their box, so on or so forth.
Not confident enough to say 2 drivers, though. Just gotta make sure it's just 1.
Yeah, listen, it's always at least one person. One of these poor 21 people don't know it, but it will be them. They will lose the draft with less than 30 to go.
Or you could have a Chris Wright moment.
Oh, jeez. We'll find out here in just a couple minutes if they can keep it steady. I mean, it's been so steady since that last restart. At halfway, they've gone 14 laps clean. Got to go about 10, 14 more, 45 onto the apron. They're just a tiny bit. How's the outside line to edge ahead? With a short shoot. Honda would have won this race. That was the last lap. A lot of gaps. They're not really, definitely you can tell at this point that they're like, all right, we've made it this far. Let's see if we can get to pit stops. They're not pushing the pusher. Nothing too aggressive. I think that's a common mindset at this point. Lap trucks, though, this will be a little interesting. Let's go. Let's do this. This is gonna get. Oh, this is gonna be.
Oh, the 23.
Oh man. That nearly is really unfortunate. And yeah, that's the 06/16 and Keith Long going a lap down. So they were stuck out in a tandem. They were able to lose the draft. Don't look like there's too much damage, so they'll be able to blend right back in. Lost the draft. Looks like John Wilco going to lose the draft. Rich Jett, Steve Herring in danger of missing the draft as well. So give us 18 trucks. That's even before.
Caution.
Oh, trouble right in front of this. Hold everything. What happened here?
Oh, we've just got too much side drafting going on.
Oh, 75 machine. Oh, we got trucks upside down. That's Jeremy Harris. Big problems. Pole sitter's in it. One truck is in it. Let's back this up. And you wonder, he just kind of gets out there, makes it 3 wide, and then he's going to squeeze. That being Stoney Benfield. I don't know if he's going to start it. Let's just let this play out. Oh, they're just on each other. That's your pole sitter. And that will not work. And yeah, that's just unnecessary, though, because you're just in the back straightaway. 1, 2, 3, you've been doing this, and then all of a sudden, gives him a little bump there, but just kind of pull that line. He doesn't want to lose it, but at this point, he's there. Comes up, and around he goes. Richard Pruitt. 46 is involved. There's the 52 just barely scraping through that. Matt Mackin, Polster Daniel, Monahan, Matt Mackin, 39. We'll have to learn how to say his name. Logan Giesbrecht, I believe. That's my first guess at it. That should get them into the final fuel window, actually. Bennett Allen wins the race off pit road. Mike McConville second.
I believe that's going to take,
It takes a couple
the fuel
trucks out.
strategy out of
Yeah, that pretty much takes it out. Unless we get 3 green, white checkers. Gonna take some trucks out of the race too, or at least out of contention. Jeremy Paris, huge damage. That 05 machine. Been on pit road for a minute already. No signs of leaving. Same with your pole sitter, Richard Pruitt, Stoney Benfield, Chris Davis, Sean Rogers also on pit road for over a minute already. Yeah, they'll take the green flag with inside of 30 to go. Bobby Blazer is definitely in it. He's in 5th right now. We're setting up here for the sprint to the finish. Couple guys got to top in. That's Back Row Motorsports. Sticking to their plan. They've just worked together the entire race. Topping off, not a bad idea when it's this close. So you set yourself up for not having to pit if we get a green, white checkered. If you're at the back of this field, why not?
Even if you're at the front of the field.
I think that's probably the most opportune double stop you'll ever get. Lights are out on top of the pace car. We'll be restarting with exactly 30 laps to go, which was on the low end of the fuel estimate. Looks like we'll have 21 trucks on the lead lap. 21. But 21st car not looking so hot. The rest of them got to catch up, so on and so forth. Jeremy Paris back out. 3 minutes of repair. Surprised it wasn't more for him, to be honest. Bennett Allen, Mike McConville, Will Young, Tane Hodison, Bobby Blazer, your top 5. CJ Erdman, Brandon Minto, Andrew Stacy, Logan Giesbrecht, Rich Jett, your top 10. Back underway. 30 laps to go here in Daytona. Davis trying to catch the pack, the pole sitters. So only 17 cars. Richard Pruitt on pit road right as they went green. So I'm just curious. It's not the first time we've seen that tonight. There's 18 cars right now. If Chris Davis could catch, I don't think he will. So 17 for the win.
If we stay green.
If we stay green.
I would hope we could stay green with 17 cars in the lead back.
Pruitt will lose the draft. Keith Long lost the draft. Davis will have lost the draft. So that'll put them a lap down over the course of the next 3 laps anyways. And Mackin coming in. I'm very confused on that. Unless, obviously, if there's a penalty that's coming out. You know, the radio silence. But I don't know. Yeah, I had to bring it up because I'm so confused. No penalties were issued. Don't really type anything. Something was communicated verbally. We don't know. Pruitt is back in 20th, so bad to worse for that 24 machine. Field's really spread out. Those three trucks up top, McConville, Blazer, and Hodison, they have been ever present in the top 10. Will Young has been up front most of the night. Bennett Allen, your stage 2 winner. Easily pick a winner out of those names.
Oh, wow. Stony Benfield wrecked it by himself and has left.
Take a look. God, his truck was broke, though. You can see here, it wasn't straight. It was just drifting all over the place. He was fighting to just keep that thing straight. And I wonder if that's what happened to the 29 earlier, where it was just enough off-center that it looks like it's centered, but it's not. He doesn't actually hit anything, but realizes that that thing is a piece of junk, and he just parks it for the night. And there is still people running. I mean, we got 31st and below is out, or no, 30th and out is 30th and below is out. But Chris Custer's still running. Derek McCorn's still running. Diego Rodriguez is running. So that'll all pick up a spot with that retirement from Stony Benfield. And that's huge because you're sitting outside the top 20 in points now. So you need every position you can get for the rest of the season. Don't want it to snowball. You have to qualify your way in each and every week. There's 16 trucks now with those random pit stops that we had. You can tell it's a small pack. Cars from the lead pack. There's still a couple running in the back, but 16 competitive cars here. 25 laps to go this time by.
There's my pick to win at the front of it.
I picked Rich Jett. He's still going.
Yeah, that's pretty big considering.
Right. He hasn't been involved in anything. He started right at the back of this field, 1 to 2 that did not even elect to qualify, but he was just falling back on his points from an impressive 2024 campaign. And you can kind of tell why. Just this consistency, very cautious. He'll find himself in with a chance here in probably 20 laps or so. We'll see. John will go behind him. Claude Furlan is the lucky dog candidate. We've said that a lot tonight. Last season's champion has had some damage pretty much right off the bat, and there's a little bit of miscommunication there. Was he? Oh, he blinked mid-corner. Like, he was gone. And then he did the sensible thing, got on the apron out of the way. Potentially sacrificing his race, though. He's out of the lead draft now. But the respectful thing to do for his competitors.
That's still potentially, I mean, it is a top 20.
Gets him locked in next week. We're getting into this now. You're 15th or up. You're thinking about the win now. 23 to go. You should be good on fuel. It's all about positioning now, finding your teammates. What do I have to do to put myself in position? Pay window's about to be open. Should be fairly easy to make moves. 15 people, a lot of team play going to be on here. So we'll expect these guys to get organized with who they have and go for it. But We saw at the end of stage 2.
And you're gonna have to be really organized, really connected to get past the guy controlling the bottom lane. It's gonna be Bobby Blazer and Mike McConville.
Just a quiet night from a couple of these guys, but Aaron Mack's been in the top 10 most of the night, just hasn't been involved in anything. Steve Herring, same thing in that 98 truck. Andrew Stacy in the 65, quietly not here. And same with the guys right behind him. They've all just been very cautious. And, you know, at work, if nothing else happens, you look at the top 15. You can't be too upset when you walk to the next week's race.
Top 15 is a good point state, especially if they keep having 30-plus drivers show up.
You want to solidify yourself in the top 20, especially with 2 drafting tracks. Try and come out of that with the best possible position. And then lay it on when you get to your intermediates, your short tracks. The brake pedal will have to be used more than once every couple laps. Saw a couple of laps for the first 2 races. We got a blinker. 3rd and 9. And don't tell me he's gone.
He's not gone.
All right, Brandon Minto, welcome back. But Mike McConville's been at the front of the Sunday night race and the Monday night race in the closing stages. We'll see what he does. He's been leading that inside line now. 20 laps to go. Let's just run you through what we're looking at in terms of teams while everything's still nice and calm. We haven't poked the hornet's nest. Got Conville with TCR, Ferda, Bennett Allen, free agent. Will Young, a free agent, but he has affiliations. We'll have to update that going forward. Bobby Blazer, Ferda. Brandon Minto on Ferda. That'll be a tough nut to crack down that bottom. Steve Herring, Back Row Motorsports, Addison, Idle Motorsports, your pole sitter, JGR, Aaron Mack, JGR, Hunter Kent, Brittany Steers Racing, that's only one of them in this field, Andrew Stacy, a free agent, John Rogers, Beast Mode Performance, Idle Motorsports, Logan Giersbrecht, Back Row Motorsports here at Baghouse Back. Fairly considered. Your third most you're liking your chances, especially if you're first 3 trucks on the inside line. You're loving your position. Berta Motorsports with the most firepower inside the top 15. We said Bennett Allen is in the Joe Gibbs Racing channel. Andrew Stacy's in the Title Motorsports channel. And we'll update them going forward.
They get really close there.
They just slid up there just a little bit. In the middle of 2, they're about to catch some more traffic. Matt Mackin about to go a lap down. They'll give us 17 trucks on the lead lap. Chris Davis in the 74 will probably go a lap down as well, give us 16. And then CJ Erdman by himself will give us the 15 cars in the lead pack to settle it. And that'll be all she wrote. Start with Matt Mackin right there in the 1, leading that group. And he is now the first man 1 lap down. 15 seconds up the road to Chris Davis. And number 15. Yellow is out.
Bobby Blazer getting turned to the outside wall.
Right as I look at the lap trucks ahead of him. And that.
It was getting tight up there. 15 did not want to have to just sit behind Blazer as Blazer wanted to get his teammate in line with him.
They're trying to break that group up for sure. Let's take a look here. So they were all moving up, guys. Little lap trucks. I don't know about that. He wasn't going to get some bump there from the 44. A little aggressive, but he goes 15 to the wall, and then it's off from there. Doesn't get a whole lot of damage. 41's going to get a piece. Everyone behind them. I don't think 45's going to get a shot there from the 98. Front end damage, probably the biggest loser, unfortunately. Parts flying off there. 65 also running into the back of the 31. Rich Jet in back row. Motorsports just staying out of it again. Mackin shouldn't. He just went a lap down. Nobody touched him, so he'll get that. He will get that lap back. That's tough if you're Claude Furland, who had just lost the Lucky Dog spot. The top 5 think they're good no matter what. Our top 7 make that. 7, putting on lap 68 or 69. Everybody else coming in. But especially with the fuel saving, they should be good. But 8th on back made sure of it.
I mean, it could also be a feeling thing for some of the drivers. Trucks and even the other vehicles don't feel the same depending on the fuel load.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a set of tires too, if you just happen to save them.
I mean, whatever it takes to be comfortable. Give yourself the best chance. Make sure you know how the
they're
vehicle
not
drives.
tires aren't worth a whole lot here, but a little something. I mean, just it's not zero, but so why not? Restart coming just before 10 laps to go. Should be 13 laps to go on this restart. Bennett Allen, Bobby Blazer, Chris Davis all involved there. Happen to get lengthy repairs. As 29th and below out of this race. Buddy up, even all these lap cars. So 28 trucks still running, also very good in terms of, we only lost 7 drivers. A lot of them are running amongst themselves as lap cars, as you can see. Lights are off on top of the pace car. It will be 13 laps once we get this restart.
I'm gonna say, if we can't make it green from here, we might have 5 trucks finishing.
Olsetter's still in. He's been involved in a lot tonight. Look for Rich Jet, John Wilco. They've been biding their time the entire race. Let's see if they finally let it loose here. Looks like, again, we've said this all night. Is it officially? Hang on, let's just double check this. Claude Furland, again, the first truck 1 lap down. He has been the lucky dog pretty much the entire night, it seems, but he's always 1 lap down. And looks like he'll be got a huge hole in the left front there, so I don't know how competitive this 16 will be, or this 06. Keith Long might be some competition. That truck looks to be in relatively on pace, so a little bit of competition perhaps for the Lucky Dog. I do think they wadded up one more time in 13 laps because it's 13 laps to go at Daytona.
Just inevitable at that point. But it's possible. They can go green.
You saw how aggressive they got? Look at Hunter Kent here in third. You want to see someone making a move. Probably be right there. He's way back there, so he's not even close to Claude Furland for the Lucky Dog. Here we go. 13 laps to go at Daytona. Mike McConville, the control car, back underway. Brandon Minto wanted to drop in behind, not able to do so. A lot of gaps in between these drivers, so it'll take them a little bit to get organized.
Hunter Kent just on that. He knew these guys were getting jumps all night. Was prepared to go with McConville. Was not going to let them get paired up.
Bobby Blazer back in 17th. A little bit of damage. Still barely in the lead draft. He left it so late with pit road timing. Got as much damage as possible fixed. I don't know if it'll be enough, though. Matt Mackin, yes. Conville's going to lose Blazer. See what he's got, though. Without his best drafting partner all night. Brandon Minto's right there, though. It's first and third now. It's not 1, 2, 3. Mackin is in. I still don't understand. Well, Bobby Blazer officially kind of on his own. Chris Davis, so it is 15 trucks here. And have a shot at it. Separated by 1.5 seconds. 52 is all over the back of that 8 machine. Let them know he's there. Kent was 2 laps down at one point. 62 making.
Oh, we got 79 going around and over.
79 is up and over. Oh, he's still flipping. Hit from Chris Claude. Holy smokes, what a ride for that 79. Third in line on the outside, working off turn number 4. He's just going to get turned and up and over. He goes immediately. And hit from the 10. Or eventually landing on all fours. Let's see what happened here. Obviously, it just looks like he got turned. From who? Harris. You're the 79. You're very upset. Because Jeremy Paris was 28th. Not even racing anybody on his lap. You're very upset about that.
Ooh.
And obviously helping your teammates if you can, but you force it 3 wide. Bennett Allen hit him? No, the contact's already made. So. Bennett Allen doing a great job of minimizing the damage there.
But he's still gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
On board here with Chris Claude. See this 79 go for a wild ride. He was already, because they just checked up in front of him because he couldn't see anything. Just a checkup immediately, already into the back of Furland, who was the lucky dog, not anymore. The 43 was some of the worst luck. There, he's out of control after that initial contact. One more for good measure. So, was it Keith Long that gets it? I think so. He is now on pit road. Who knows?
Maybe Gabriel Leffernet.
Looks like it, actually. He was ahead of Keith Long. Yep, so it should be this 1606 machine. That was your stage 2 winner. Bennett Allen will not see the checkered flag. McConville's going to have his teammate behind him here, it looks like. With what should be 8 laps to go on the restart? Yeah, light should be out on the pace car this time by. It'll go for 9. We'll get the restart. Yep, right, with 8 to go. And there's still a couple trucks still getting damage fixed. And there are the lights on the pace car. 8 laps to go here as they form up. Should be 18 cars on the lead lap. Keith Long and Claude Furland will battle it out for the Lucky Dog, but more damage to that 43. To go, and Bennett Allen is in position to lose. We'll go from 22nd to 28th. Still running underneath him. 3 spot matters. Look at all this beautiful grass we have in virtual Daytona.
Yes. Not really.
Trucks. We'll see Chris Davis, C.J. Erdman, Gabriel Lafrene. Do they have any sort of truck underneath them to stay with the draft? We've seen a couple people drop off immediately the last handful of restarts. Is Bobby Rose able to get more repairs done? Can he get back up there to help McConville? We'll see. Back to 13th. McConville through the Geico restart zone. We're back underway. But early jump 12 perfectly with him. That will have to go in line third. So they got it done with 8 to go. Huge. See, there's Steve Herring in the background. You can already tell the truck's backing off. Here comes John Wilco for the first time tonight. Other one that did not set a time, fell back on points, stayed at the back the entire race. He's now into the top 5.
Here comes another hard-charging Rich Jet.
Yeah, that's right with it. That was their strategy the whole time. They are executing it perfectly as they're coming to 7 laps to go. Is it rigged if the YJ truck wins? He's got stiff competition. Look at that 39. Logan Giesbrecht. Started 5th, but he kind of has been outside the top 10 most of the evening, but has kept it clean. Well, let's take a peek to the outside, but that's his teammate right in front of him, so he's just getting air on the nose more than likely. That's why you saw him peeking. Got to manage your temps here in the final 7 laps. You got to have something to push with coming off turn 4.
I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to try and control both lines.
What we saw a couple guys do earlier in this race for the end of stage 1. Control both lines of the team. Somebody on this team will win a race. If they go 3 wide and beat us, then so be it. outside line a little bit more put together. That 53 is closer to the 39 than the 62 is to the 12. It's 15 trucks still in the lead draft. We're losing Chris Davis. CJ Urban looks like he maybe disconnected, but he's it looks like he's blinking a little bit. Steve Herring brought it down pit road, and Keith Long winning the battle for the $50 will be a caution. He's right back there anyways. Hanging out, hoping he gets a chance. 5 laps to go, 10 miles in the fresh from Florida 250. Conville dominant most of the evening. Does not have Bobby Blazer with him. Blazer is able to, he was in the lead draft, but he's now falling back. We'll see if he can keep up at the tail end of the draft without someone behind him. He does have another teammate behind him in the 12 of Brandon Minto. Hunter Kent not in voice with the 39, but they're working well together on that outside as we approach 4 laps to go.
Really waiting to see what the 62 and 77 do here.
What do the third trucks in line do? They form a third line through the middle? What does the 53 or pole sitter do? Tane Hodison, quiet. Kept one piece. Rich Jed, Andrew Stacy. What does everyone that is at the tail end of this field do? You just run it 2x2 and say, hey, we survived. We get that good point stay? Or are you just looking for that move from the top 5? It is.
Well, there we go. Oh, he's going to block it. 53 try to go to their outside.
He's gonna not get there again. Well, you have to make a decision here. It's close, but does not have a whole lot of help behind him. Only two trucks, so not going to be what they needed there.
Oh, and that 44 caught the wall, so that momentum is even, like, slower.
3 laps to go here at Daytona. Now that 45 has a decision to make. Does he hop up in front? Have a little bit of momentum. What about Will Young? We've seen him make a lot of moves here tonight. Lights reflecting off these trucks under the light. 53 will try and build some momentum. He's got a tiny bit. Will need some help from Sean Rogers down the back. Same thing with Aaron Mack. They're going to have to be a little aggressive with it. Force the issue. And they will. They're outside a second. Just like at the end of stage 2. 3x3 now for second place. Oh, and that's going to be trouble. Aaron Mack into the field. Can they save it? They threw the yellow. They had to. And the 65 is going to get the worst of it right here at the end. Will Young as well. Toes, and that, they weren't going to make it back. Pushing for everything you're worth. That third lane had just gotten that momentum. It looks like the 45 is just going to come down. We were on board with them when it happened. He's going to come down into the side of the 62 machine of John Wilco. That sends Wilco crazy. Sends the 45 back up into Aaron Mack. And then poor 65 machine of Andrew Stacy. The 77's going to get clipped right there by that 31. That sends him out of control. They're not throwing the yellow because at this point they're still all straight, technically. He gets hit there up into Will Young. And then it's just the worst possible angle. You're getting hit from Matt Mackin off the wall. And that is race over for the 65. Blown engine. Insta-tow. And that sets us up for a green-white checker. 1 of 3. Yes, there it is officially. take a breath because that was getting exciting. The 53, Daniel Moynihan, was able to make some moves. He got himself up to third. He was that third car in the third lane. He was able to jump Minto. He'll be behind McConville, so that breaks up Ferda Motorsports.
Up to see what they can do if they can potentially get back together. But if I'm McConville, seeing what the 53 could do on that high side, I'm excited about my chances. Yeah.
The 12's been an effective pusher. He worked well with McConville, so he'll have Hunter Kent in front of him. So it's going to be a strong front four. Sean Rogers, Logan Giesbrecht, Tane Hodison, Rich Jett, John Wilco, Gabriel Lafrene, and Will Young. The lead lap cars that are not on pit road. Here comes Matt Mackin. He's been through a lot. We'll see who can actually get off pit road before the leaders come back around. Aaron Mack, CJ Erdman, Chris Davis, Blazer, Keith Long, Steve Herring, Claude Furland, all on pit road. As well as Andrew Stacy, but he is out of the race. Even him, he'll go 21st. He'll lose 22nd, 23rd, maybe 24th. He'll lose a handful of spots in the last couple laps. He does not want to see multiple green-white checkers. They fall all the way down to 27th potential, 26th. Lights are off on the pace car. If they do not get back to the white flag, if they wreck for that, we'll re-rack for a second attempt. And I imagine, just based off logic, we get 3 green-white checkered attempts. This is not point of no return like Friday nights. If they wreck on the 3rd attempt, or they get to the white, then it will be the point of caution, and then I imagine a manual review nonetheless from race control. Same rules apply, though. 1st, 2nd, or 3rd attempt. If they wreck on the white flag lap, it doesn't matter. You race back no matter what.
Do hope we can get at least 1 lap in.
It's one lap, and then you can do whatever you want. You settle it however you feel like. If you want to run through somebody, turn them, wreck them, whatever. But you got to get to that white flag lap. You do not want it to come down to a 3rd attempt, you be in 8th, and then they wreck in front of you. You want to get it there and then make your move. You assume with 17 lead lap trucks that it would be possible. There are lap trucks racing for stuff. Positions all over the place up for grabs. McConville's been dominant. Hunter Kent, been really exciting to watch. Same with that 53. He's come alive here late. We're about to find out. 2.5 miles, 1 lap, and then they can settle it on the white flag. $17 cars on the lead lap. They should catch the leading group. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Pace car's off. Mike McConville, the control car through the Geico restart zone. Green, white, checkered. 1 of 3 underway. And you saw everybody eager to jump. 52 will take that low line in front of the 53. That leaves Brandon Minto out to dry, and that's probably a good thing for that 52. He does not want a teammate behind that 8. Worst case scenario for the 12.
There's absolutely no one on that outside line.
No help on the outside
line.
line.
We're going around.
Oh, Bobby Blazer up and over. 2nd attempt at a green-white checkered. And that should KO Blazer for being able to help his teammate. Take a look here. Board. We've seen some wild rides from these trucks. He's going to pull down in front of the 66 here. And there was no give there for him either. It was just Chris Custer's 26th. I mean, he just did not care. Man. I understand what Blazer was trying to do. The momentum's with the inside line. You expect, hey, the lap car, maybe it gives me a break. That was not the case. Just Chris Claude there. CJ Erdman going around at the back of this. Oh, man, in Diego Rodriguez. Steve Herring. That's important because that's some of those lap cars that were fighting for Lucky Dog spots, so any contact disqualifies them from the Lucky Dog. Attempt number 2. And now if you're the guys that pitted on lap 68, you're just thinking, do I have enough fuel? Let's go on board with McConville. I imagine he's saving fuel as we speak. Yep, he's shutting the car off. Hunter Kent also pitted on lap 69. He's going to have to save fuel. Brandon Minto, 68, saving fuel. 39, Logan Giesbrecht, saving fuel. On Wilco, saving fuel. There's Rich Jet. Is not what they want to see. A lot of guys still on pit road trying to fix whatever damage they can to be as competitive as possible. You only get 2 laps, so might as well get everything fixed and haul a mail.
On the bright side, Bobby Blazer is okay.
Lights will be off on the pace car next time by.
I believe we can do it.
Second
one
time,
lap.
Second time's a charm. This will be the 103rd lap completed. Well into overtime at this point. Wait and see who can beat the pace car out, who's got damage, who can make it. Bobby Blazer's still 14th somehow. I don't know how. I mean, he's going to be nowhere near up to speed, but he'll get a lead lap finish at this rate. Maybe. Someone kills him again. And 17 trucks officially on the lead lap. Aaron Mack, the last of the trucks on the lead lap. While trying to catch up here. Should be able to. Mike McConville's been dominant, absolutely dominant the second half of this race, but you're not surprised if Hunter Kent or Daniel Moynihan win this race whatsoever.
I think I'm more surprised by the words Mike McConville has been dominant this race.
It's got our logo on the truck. We owe him something. I don't know.
That man abandoned me in a 24-hour race. I don't owe him anything.
Well, it's a possibility.
And I still picked him to win.
I got Rich Jet here 9th, man. Let's make some magic happen. Pretty decent picks. I mean, we knew one person we know of Bobby Blazer, and after that, I mean, that was it. We did
And
all
I
right.
beat with Buff Blazer.
Yeah. Oh, he is back in. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Pace car is off. Second attempt at green-white checkered. Mike McConville through the Geico restart zone, and we're back underway. 52 will not be able to drop down. That's going to force that outside line to work together. McConville actually got probably way too far in front. He'll have to block the run from the outside here. Not to. Look at the push from those front. It's 8 trucks that are breaking away right now. Ninth, Chris Davis, Rich Jett. They got some work to do. It's 4 up top, 4 on the bottom. And you're just pushing as much as you can right now. Engine temp should be nice and cool. You're under yellow. So it's about 2.5, 3 miles to the finish now. It's within sight. Inside line, slight edge. As they head to the white flag. It's Mike McConville, 53. He's trying to push himself clear to get options, but Mike McConville leads at the white flag. Race is official. And now we're back to 12 trucks. They've all conjoined back together through 1 and 2 for the final time. Side line not hooked up. Well, that 39's fading. 44's going to have to make a big push here. Down the back for the final time. It's still in control with McConville. No moves forming a third line. Not even close. It's pretty much going to be 8 versus 52 unless something crazy happens through 3 and 4. McConville a whole truck ahead of the 52. 44 is going to leave. Goodbye to the outside line. What does that 53 do for the win? Looks like he's content to push and come on with second. Mike McConville, dominant, wins the season opener.
What a finish.
Man, that inside line, they just held their nerve. And we got our truck in victory lane. How about that? It's not rigged, we promise. How about that? His teammate going to celebrate with him. Outside line could not get organized. And all Mike McConville had to do was hold a steady wheel. Big assists from Daniel Moynihan and his teammate behind him. He'll walk away a winner. 1-4-1. Not a bad night for your pole sitter, though. Started first, finished second. Hunter Kent with a rebound to third. Your podium finishers. Biggest mover of those who elected to qualify was Sean Rogers. Started 33rd, finished 5th. John Wilco, technically the biggest mover, but he did not qualify.
We would have gotten something out of 3 and 4 there. That 44 machine tried to go up and form a third line.
It was too late at that point, though. There was nothing behind him organized. So 8 machine will burn it down, maybe. A little bit of right rear damage, but yeah, I mean that was a great performance from McConville. I mean, he just was up front pretty much the entire night. Unofficially won stage 1, I believe. We just have to get confirmation on how they scored it, whether it was when the caution came out or, the actual physical conclusion of lap 20. Rex be damned. Simple Burnout wants to save that truck for Atlanta, probably. It did back the right rear end. He got a little bit of damage. He's going to pass Tech. Right height will be perfectly fine.
These guys are ready.
It's efficient, man. Look at that. Let's go ahead and get your race winner in here. Here with your winner, Mike McConville. It's not rigged. Got our logo on the truck. It's not rigged.
Are you sure?
But first of all, big shout out for getting us in here to Broadcast League in general. And congratulations, sir. Dominant performance.
It. Hell yeah. This truck was rock solid. I wanted big shout out to Bobby Blazer pushing me for 2/3 of this race. Sad I heard he had a spectacular end where he flipped the rest of the FERDA team of Minto and Stoney. He would have been up here with us, but he died early. Man, holy crap. We won at Daytona. Hell yes.
No better start to the season than this, and I believe you unofficially won stage 1. You were the first when lap 20 concluded, but obviously the caution came out right before that. I'm still learning the ins and outs
Yes.
of how y'all score things, but unofficially, stage 1 winner to boot. So a great night,
Sure.
all in all, at Daytona.
Couldn't ask for anything better. Maybe 2 extra positions in that second stage, but that I feel like that's being a little greedy. A little greedy.
Big shout out to that 53 though, the assist.
I owe
He
him
was right
big.
behind you. You had Minto behind him, your teammate in third, but 53 just was willing to push. Inside line held their nerve, outside line couldn't get organized, and yeah, y'all just
I know that 52 and the 44, they're 2 strong competitors, especially Sean Rogers. He won the big race on Sunday, so I know he was going to be real quick. And Hunter Kent has been
he was 2
blistering
laps
quick the
down at
2
one
races.
point and got third.
Yeah, I saw he blinked out. I was like, how did he get back on the lead lap? But then I remember we like to
Wad him up a
play
little
around
bit.
in the back of the field. But it happens. We missed it. That's all that matters. And man, we kicked their, pardon my language, ass tonight.
You led probably like 80% from lap 40 onwards. I mean, dominant
That was.
performance, and we'll go ahead and let you get any shout outs, and if you have any.
I need to thank you guys for coming on board for absolutely broadcasting this league. I know it's only been one race, but we put on a fantastic show and can't wait for the rest of the season. I need to thank the American Legion Auxiliary for coming on board. My mom is a part of it, and Kate May, and they're on the hood. Uh, the TCR Sprint Car League. I know they're not on the car right now, but they will be in the future. And Trent, the owner for TCR, and his weird logo he wanted for this race. I need to thank Chris Claude for putting on this league. It's fantastic. Ever since I started running a year and a half ago, I've had probably the most fun I've ever had on iRacing. It's such a competitive league. There's talent from top to bottom. The mix, like you have super sweaty guys, you got the guys that are still learning, and we all help each other out each week. It's a fantastic group of guys. I mean, man, I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win here at the Fresh from Florida 250, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Yes, sir. Oh, I got one more thing. Hey, Art, how about them Cowboys?
Oh boy, you go talk to him in the waiting room. Probably need to take. Oh boy. Go ahead and get your runner up here to 53 machine, Daniel Moynihan. Your pole sitter came up 1 spot short from where he started, but all in all, not a bad night for the 53 truck. Started up front, finished up front, looked very good, and had a shot at the end there. Walk me through your night.
Oh man, it was a good night. Definitely definitely a roller coaster, I'll say that. Of getting wrecked and repairs and all that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the night, I had Mike McConville in front of me. Couldn't really get around him on the outside. I was kind of hoping to have an opening on the outside, but that didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, obviously stings a little bit that it's not P1, but I'm very happy with P2 here tonight.
Absolutely. Anything differently you could have done on that final restart potentially? I mean, the inside line was pretty well compact. Outside line not really organized. Anything you could have done differently to get that 1 extra spot?
I mean, I couldn't. I mean, maybe if I didn't push Mike as hard as I did, maybe I could have backed it up a little bit and hopped into the top lane. But I mean, that's hypothetical, or I don't know if that would really work. But I don't know. I think I made the right choice.
Really, well, not a bad night at all. Pole and then second place finish, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Yeah, shout out to a couple of my friends watching the stream, possibly. Shout out to HW Wrap and Designs. They made the wrap for the Daytona race here tonight. Shout out to my Twitch, twitch.tv/FittyTrey, if you want a VR POV of all the races in Tuesday Night NASCAR. I'm your guy. Shout out to you guys for the broadcast. Brand new on the season, and I'm really excited. I think that's about it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much.
Appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta. Congratulations again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Here with your third place finisher tonight, Hunter Kent, battled back from 2 laps down at one point and ends up here on the podium at Daytona, making some great moves through that field, and a well-deserved podium, I'd say.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, if you would have told me at the beginning of this race would have been 2 laps down, and then come back finish third, I probably would have called you crazy. But man, that was, and I got spun out 3 times, so that was a lot of fun. You know, had to battle back, had to get one of the laps back the hard way. I apologize. I think it's the 2 truck. Somebody I had to force it 3 coming through the middle of the field. I mean, I had no choice. If I'm not up there leading them, it's Daytona. You're probably not getting 2 laps back. So I do apologize to whoever I did turn in that process. But man, what a heck of a race.
Yeah, I'll say for that one, I didn't even know it was you. I think the guy giving you the push was the one that hooked him. But yeah, you were making some aggressive moves, but it was under control for the most part. We identified you pretty early as someone to watch if he got his laps back, and you did, and therefore in contention at the end of this thing. Anything differently you could have done to maybe get those 2 extra spots?
Had a teammate still left in the race. Jeremy got taken out. I don't know, with 40 to go or 50 to go or something, and not having that, drafting partner and 2 trucks that are on the, set up same aerodynamically. It's if we could hook up, we probably would have had a good chance to win this race. So really, I just needed more help. But big shout out to Sean and for pushing me there at the end. Shout out to Mike for the win and all the guys up front. Race pretty clean there, but we just needed a little bit more help.
And that'll be the name of the game next week. We head to another drafting track, Atlanta. A little different, obviously, but same principles will apply. And I'd say one of the early favorites from the moves that we saw you make here tonight. And we'll go ahead and let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Just shout out to Jeremy and everybody over there. I don't even know what our team's called this year. I think it's still Brittany Steers Racing. So big shout out to Jeremy over there. We do a lot of hard work to get fast trucks week in and week out. And big shout out to you guys. Broadcast, I'll probably go back and watch some of the crazy moves that I made. Nice to have y'all on this year. And big shout out to Chris for putting this on. And just I guess we'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, if this show was good, Atlanta's probably going to be just as crazy next week. So,
absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right. First ever race complete in Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series. Let's go ahead and get you the unofficial race results. Art, your final thoughts?
I mean, if this is the standard of racing, like, hopefully it'll be a little more cleaned up once we're away from Daytona. But I can see there's something there.
There's a lot to build on.
It's going to be
sure.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Had some DNQs, I think, for the first time in a while on YJ Media. That's cool to see from us just because it makes the dynamic of broadcasting that much better. Hate it for the drivers at DNQ'd. Hopefully we see him back next week. We love full fields. Encourage everyone to keep coming out. And you'll see, too, what we specialize in once we get away from these drafting tracks. Is if you're battling for 28th and it's a good battle, we will show it. We love a good battle here. But congratulations to Mike McConville on the race win, 68 of a second over your pole sitter, Daniel Moynihan, and Hunter Kent rounding out your podium from 2 laps down from internet issues. Brandon Minto, Sean Rogers, your top 5. John Wilco, Logan Giesbrecht, Will Young, Chris Davis, and Matt Mackin, your top 10. Tane Hodison rounding out 16th last car on the lead lap. And then you'll see here on page 2, and following the race of attrition that took out some pretty fast trucks here tonight. And then all the way down to poor Randall Watkins, who made it 100 feet before he money shifted and blew up. So he'll be your 37th finisher. Back next Tuesday night, same time, about 8:10, 8:15. We'll be here at Atlanta for qualifying, so be sure to tune in for that, and have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week. Take care.